Good morning. Welcome back to another video where we're starting off in the cafe, my favorite way to start these videos. And I'm back in Bedtime Cafe. They actually saw the last video I made of this place and they invited me back because last time I was here, they did not have the carrot cake. And she said, oh, I'm about to go and bake it. I'm gonna bake it this afternoon. And I wanted to come here because when you're sat next to a rabbit, Peter Rabbit, I thought carrot cake is the perfect thing to eat with that, but they didn't have it. So here I am, it's my breakfast. What better way to start the day than with a piece of cake? And I've gone with what they call their bedtime milk, but it's actually just Horlicks, a lot of Horlicks in ice. Well, with ice, with milk. This is a little bit of, again, I keep saying this on the channel at the minute, it's a little bit of nostalgia, I think. But really, what I'm here for is this cake. So let's get a big piece of that. Oh, it cuts nicely, it looks good. They have other desserts here. I saw on the counter, they have different desserts there, but it's the carrot cake that caught my eye. Thought it was going to be more sweet, but very nice, very nicely spiced, very nice carrot cake. And with that bedtime milk, oh, that is good. Oh yes, that is good. Love that flavor. This place is super cool. I said last time in the video, well, I didn't say last time in the video because there was no talking in that video. And some of you guys didn't really like that video, so I thought I'd come back and talk anyway. But I love this about Thailand, that people have so many different creative ideas for everything, but especially cafes. Coffee culture and cafe culture is huge in Thailand. And you have your standard places, you have your street coffees, then you have these funky, fun places. This place, it's called Bedtime Cafe for a reason. Here, yeah, okay, you've got chairs and stools and benches. In the next room, you've got beds and you can sit down on the bed and you've got toys, soft toys, and the light is a little bit dimmer. It feels like a cozy little place that you can sit down and enjoy your coffee. I love that. Normally they have nice music playing as well, but I did ask politely if they could just turn it down, but it turned off, which I'm not complaining about for the video. So the plan today is a little bit more of a day in the life stuff. So start at the cafe for breakfast, and then I need to go to IconSiam and spend some more money. Not only have I bought a new camera, I need to buy a new laptop. So we're going to do that today and find some lunch nearby. There's a fantastic place to eat lunch outside of the shopping center when you're there. That's definitely a must try, and you're going to enjoy that one. Then we're going to go to the plant market because you guys gave so much feedback on the plants. So we're going to go to the plant market and get some of the things that you suggested, and I'll show you those things. And then we'll leave the rest of the video a little bit open. We'll show you guys later, but hopefully it's going to be a fun one. All right, guys, I've made it to the plant market, the weekday plant market at Chatuchak, different to the weekend market where I filmed and I spoke to you about the plants. And I was completely blown away by how many messages on YouTube, but also on Instagram, and you can find me on Instagram right here, but how many messages you guys sent me about different plants to get. I thought no one would find that interesting, and you guys did. Jesus Christ. I'm not gonna get close, but she has a beehive, basically, on these flowers. That is absolutely crazy. Look at that, how many there are. Oh, I definitely don't want to get too close to that. She's just sat there like nothing's happening. Oh, that's funny. That you, mate, pigeon wants some water. I don't think you want to get very close to there. Because a bit of a death trap, I think. Anyway, as I was saying, I was blown away by how many of you recommended plants to me. Didn't think you'd be that interested in it, but you were, and I thank you for that so much. So you gave me 3 plants that could work. You gave me ZZ plant, you gave me snake plant, and you gave me pothos. And I've looked at them all. They all look interesting. I'm standing way too close to those bees. They all look interesting, but I wanted to come and find some of them. And someone told me about this weekday plant market here at Chatuchak. The whole market turns into basically a plant walkway with stall after stall after stall selling all sorts of things. If the weekend you can get absolutely everything about anything, on the weekday it seems like you can get absolutely every plant or tree or shrub or gardening thing that you can imagine. So I thought I'd come and have a look around, find those 3 plants and decide on which one. Looks like a cool place. This is what I mean about this place having some cool stuff. This stall caught my eye. I mean, there's a few stalls like this, but this one in particular. Now, what I like is she's potted them up in old crockery pots, and she has them here, and they have actually all been drilled with a hole in for the drainage, so that's good, because obviously that's important when you're getting plants. She has some cacti. I don't know if I need more cacti. I mean, you can always get more cacti, but it's more about space. But these plants, I think they're called Cordex. They just look so damn cool. I mean, look at that. Isn't that one of the coolest plants that you've seen? And then they have these amazing green shoots. I think that's what I like, the contrast between the green shoots and the brown, dark brown. Well, it's almost like I was going to say stem, but it's not, is it? But they have, or she has, all different types, and they just come in all different shapes. Very, very tempted by those. I think every single plant you can ever imagine is here at this market, and there's just stall after stall after stall. I'm gonna bank this. I'm gonna have a look around a little bit more, but I think I'm probably going to come back to this one and buy a few of those Cordex, because why not? If it visually catches me, that's kind of what I want. Look at that. Look at that. Little cat's tails coming out of its bum. This place has some interesting things too. Second shop that I found that's quite cool. I mean, you could just buy the plants and do this yourself, granted, but I think, well, obviously I'm not a gardener, so having the vision of what things could look like is much better when I see it like this, and I'd rather just save the hassle and I would buy it like this, spend a little bit more. But you have lots of things here. This could also work, but I think if I went away for a couple of weeks and left it like this, I would come back and it would be like an algae pool, wouldn't it? It would just be, well, that would probably kill it, because then it wouldn't be able to get the water up through the roots because it would be so overtaken. But there's some interesting things here. I have no idea what they are. You're going to tell me that's what I'm actually looking for, and that's pothos. But see, this one is pothos. It's a little bit small for what I'm looking for, but pothos and pothos. That's the problem. You know, they are in Thai. It's not just me being stupid. But I'd never heard of the plant before. But I think that could be one of the goers. If you get it big and you get it growing up something, that would be quite nice. Before you get in the comments typing away about how stupid I am, at least I know what I'm looking for now. And I don't mind looking like a fool on camera, just for you guys. I think I found the next. This is snake plant. And actually, I expected them to look a lot worse than they do. They actually look pretty interesting, I would say. Definitely a goer, and I think the good thing about them is that, you know, they're so tall and it will spread out, it will fill that space and it will actually look good. That's why I was thinking about pothos, because pothos you can train to climb up. Khotodnakab, Taudakab, 150 baht. That's cheap, I would say. Ooh, that's something to think about. I want to see the ZZ plant. I haven't found that yet. This is turning into amateur hour, because I just said I hadn't seen the ZZ plant, and guess what? It's right behind the snake plant. So there it is, the ZZ plant. Now it looks a bit more dull, doesn't it? It doesn't look as interesting for sure, I would say, as the snake plant. However, my GCSE biology, or maybe AS level biology, I'm using my head here. This, I would say, because it's variegated and it's lighter and it's got that yellow, it's going to need more light, even though it can survive low light. But all that it will happen is it will turn darker and dull, and it will start to fade a little and it will look a bit sad. Whereas this, I presume, will start this colour, it will start the light colour, and then it will go darker and darker and darker. So in that lower light alcove that I have, that's probably actually the better shout. Am I right? Am I wrong? Even though that looks more visually interesting in its current state. So there we have it. We've seen pothos, albeit small. We've seen snake plant, and we've seen ZZ plant. But which one do I choose? I can only have one for that spot. So decisions, decisions, decisions. What I would say is if you're in Bangkok and you're looking for plants, this is by far the best place that I've seen. Definitely recommend coming here. It's just nice to walk around. There are so many stalls and everyone's very friendly. Yes, they try and sell you something, but it doesn't feel pressured or forced. They'll tell you the price, they'll have a chat with you, even on the Translate app. And then if you say, I'll come back, or maybe not, or whatever, they're fine. No problem at all. Which am I gonna choose? I'll let you know when I get home. I'll show you. All right, I'm home and I have some new purchases with me, but not the one that I expected, because I did decide on which one I wanted of the ZZ plant, the pothos, and the snake plant. But then I walked around and I couldn't find the one or the type. Well, I couldn't find a good enough quality version of what I wanted. So I'm not going to reveal which one. You can guess which one in the comments if you'd like. And then in another video, when I find it, I'll show you. I'll just show you it in its place. So I'll keep you updated on that one. But I did go slightly over the top, I would say, for what I needed. But this is what I got. As you can see, we have a whole host of things here and some interesting ones. When I see something that looks visually interesting, I just can't help myself. So let's start with, I think they're called Cordex plants. I'm not going to tell you what the species are, but I got 4 of them, 4 different ones. Let's go with my favorite one of all first, this one. Look at that. And what I love most are these trunks, or these roots, stems, whatever you want to call them on these plants. Now, the good thing is this is water storage. That's just going to keep so much water in there. It's going to be amazing. But yeah, very healthy. It's got leaves on it. It's not going to have it all year round. They are seasonal, I guess, and it will go dormant and the leaves will fall off and you'll just see the root. So why not choose something that looks visually interesting, you know, as it is, right? So that's going to be interesting to look at. So that one I love. This one is coming along. I got this one because there's a bit more height to it, right? So it's going to grow upwards and outwards. It's much smaller, but again, a little interesting triangle. That one's very nice too. And then this one, almost like a little tangerine in a bowl, that sort of size, started to flower. And I don't know if this piece of wood has been stuck on it, but again, it looks interesting. And I love these, you know, these old china pots, and she's put holes in the bottom, as I said, but she actually potted all these up for me. So obviously I paid for the plants, I paid for the ceramics, and then she potted them up for me too, which is great. This one reminds me of a mangrove forest. Now, they're probably meant to be underground, but visually it looks great. Again, it's doing very well with the leaves, and it's even got some flowers coming through, which is interesting. So those are the Cordex plants. I'm very happy with those. I think those are the most, well, they're maybe my favorite at the whole market. They just look amazing. And yeah, I was very happy with them. Fantastic value, by the way. I think that one, and that one, I got for about £15, all potted up, which is crazy. I bumped into this couple and they were telling me how expensive these are. They're from Canada. Just yeah, how expensive those are. I also got these. I think this one is a cactus, I would say. This one I think is some type of aloe vera, and then this one again is some form of cactus, I think. But I didn't choose them for what they were or what they are. I chose them because they're so visually appealing. So this one just looks amazing. From the top it looks like a star, and from the side it looks like some like Frankenstein brain. This one again, look at it. It just looks like almost like an alien thing. And this one is just cute. She said in good light it will look purple, and then in the low light you can see underneath where the light doesn't get to it so much, it looks green. So she said depends on the lighting what color that will be. The other one, this is actually a snake plant. This is called a whalefin snake plant, and I'll tell you the truth, I got this a couple of days ago actually. And the pup, it's got a pup on the side, I think that's what you call it. It was much smaller, so it's grown a lot. This is in the bedroom bay window, so it's going to get light. And well, you can see how yellow it is. It's probably even more yellow than when I bought it, and it's growing, so that's fantastic. Definitely can't complain at that. So I'm very happy. I think in total, I paid about £25 for all of this. Ridiculous. However, they certainly need more light than I had for them in this space, especially the cacti. So I had to get myself a lamp. A grow lamp. Well, it's just an LED, but it's a more powerful one than I had. And I had this light anyway, so I've put it on. So now the whole shelf is kind of taken up with these plants, which is kind of what I wanted. And I think they all look great. I think I'm really happy with how they look and that style. And actually, even with the lamp, they're looking fantastic. So I've got I've got a smart plug which goes into here, and it's just on a timer. It's on for 10 hours a day, and they're going to get their light, so they should be happy. And they will all last whilst I'm away, so I'm very, very pleased with that. Anyway, let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments, see what you think of those, since you gave some recommendations. And let me know which of those 3 plants you think I'm going to choose: ZZ, snake plant, or pothos. I need to jump on a bike and go to IconSiam, so we have a few things to do there. See you over there. Okay, made it to IconSiam. 2 things. 1, the driver of the bike taxi was probably the worst I've ever had, ever. She was just like hot on the accelerator, and I was like jumping forward, and then she was slamming on the brakes. I'm surprised I didn't break my nose from the amount of time that I've smashed into the back of her helmet. And then she had no indicator, so she's like using her arms to indicate. Felt like I was on a bicycle back when I was a kid. And then just like erratic driving. Anyway, then I get here to sell the lens, and he says, can I have a look at it? And I notice he's not got a full frame camera, because mine's full frame. Lenses can only go on, well, the full frame lens can only go on a full frame camera, if you see what I mean. I'm like, yeah, you can have a look at it, but it's not going to fit that camera, which is micro four thirds Lumix. And it turns out he misread it. So he couldn't even buy the lens, so I couldn't sell that. So that's 6,000 baht that I'm not going to get to put towards this laptop. So that was annoying. Good start. Came all the way here just for that. I mean, there's an Apple store here, but I could have gone to the other one. Anyway, let's go up to the Apple store and decide which laptop to buy. Right, we have 3 options. We have the MacBook Neo, which is a new one. It looks cool, actually. It's really small. Nice form factor, but it's just not going to be powerful enough for DaVinci Resolve and video editing. We also have the MacBook Air, which Gary claims is enough, but I think he's just being a cheapskate. And I don't think that's powerful enough at all, especially for the quality of videos I'm churning out. And then we have the MacBook Pro, which is what I have now. It comes in 2 size options. It comes in the 16 and the 14, so definitely the 14. And then it's down to the chips. There's a couple of chips. You have the Pro chip and the Max chip. Now I have the Pro chip now, and sometimes when I'm putting some of the effects on, it can slow down and it can take longer to export the video. So ideally I want to go with the Max chip, but it's just so damn expensive. It's like 130,000 baht, and I will be able to get 7% back because I booked a trip next week, so I can get the VAT refund at the airport. But 130,000 baht on a laptop which doesn't really need replacing, but it does need replacing because of the bloody screen. All right, I did it. I was thinking to go and get some lunch, but I think after spending about 6 grand in a week on the camera and the laptop, pounds, not dollars, I think I need to go for a stiff drink. But no, we're gonna go and get some food. There's some fantastic restaurants nearby. The road here is amazing for food, and I fancy one of the noodle dishes. Let's go. Okay, this is it. Actually came for this. This is the guajab, rolled rice noodles. They're sheets cut up into squares and they roll up when they're cooked. You've got egg in there, you've got liver in there, you've got crispy pork in there, you've got intestines in there, you've got absolutely everything in there. And then you put pepper in it, so white pepper on top to really spice it up. Actually, the other thing that I want to go in there is the chili vinegar. So I get lots of that in there too. That makes it nice and tangy. I've eaten this before, so I kind of know I want that. And then she insisted that I get this. And this is the crispy pork over rice. She didn't give me a choice. I had to order this. And I'm very happy to, because it's always good here. Now you can of course eat in IconSiam. There's no problem with that. And actually for the first time, it's actually quite nice. As I said, this street is absolutely jam-packed with street food. And this place is just like it's 2 minutes away down the road. It's really not far and it's really not hard to find. The food is good here, but she's amazing. She's got such a character and I love coming here just for that. Whenever I come to IconSiam, I will come here and eat here. And it never, ever disappoints. IconSiam I just find is a bit too busy and a little bit too touristy. I mean, that is what it is. But to an annoyance, I would say. Anyway, crispy pork. Wow. You can see just how crispy that is. The layer of the skin on top that's gone so crunchy, a little bit of fat underneath, and it just pulls apart. Layers and layers and layers of fat and meat and fat and then skin. And it's perfect. And it's so flavorful. Oh, that is good. Top stuff. I would say that's easily, without doubt, a 9 out of 10. And then you have what you came here for, what I came here for, what you should come here for, is the Gui Jiao. It's so rich. So rich, that pork broth. But those rice noodles, we're going to call them noodles. They are silky, silky smooth. Just melt in your mouth. It's such an interesting dish because you have so many different things in there. You get textures and flavors and, you know, it's just very interesting on each mouthful. I mean, it really is that good. So good, in fact, I'm actually wanting to eat it and it's making me hungry, even though I'm still nauseous after spending so much money in the Apple store. Guys, I cannot even tell you how good that is. Genuine banger, a genuine 10 out of 10. If you're nearby, if you're in IconSiam, if you're outside of Thailand, fly here and eat this. Genuinely incredibly good. And she was so kind, she gave it for free. So I'm gonna call that out and say thank you to her. Let's go back home and get this unboxed. All right, I'm home. Got the MacBook. I went with the MacBook Pro 14-inch M5 Max chip. So pretty much the most expensive option that you could go for, unfortunately. But I thought if you're going to do it, if you're going to buy a MacBook Pro, then you may as well future-proof yourself for the next 5, 6, 7 years maybe. So that small investment, that little extra investment now will be worth it. There's no point buying a base model and then in a year or two's time, it's like I'm trying to edit and it's choking and struggling. So let's get this bad boy open. Opening an Apple product always feels so good. It just comes off perfectly. Ooh. I mean, it's exactly the same form factor as the one I had before. Everything has been thought of, the design. So much attention has gone into that. Obviously, I mean, that's what Apple is synonymous for. So we have charging cable, power brick. It's a big chunky one, that, and that's actually literally it. And then the laptop itself, look at that. It's like just made so like as you turn it over, it just comes out. And there it is. The new machine that is going to bring you the best quality videos on my channel. The reason I had to get a new one is because this screen keeps flickering black, and then going constantly black, and I have to like close it or move it or do whatever to get it back. So it kind of made sense to get a new one. I think the fix was going to be 600 to 700 because they have to replace the whole display. Why spend that on a 5-year-old, nearly 6-year-old laptop when you can just put it towards a newer one, obviously get a faster model. So time was coming, I guess, and it's just annoying that it's happened now. But it's done, so on to bigger and better things. Can't cry about it too much, can I? But it's so easy to spend money in there. The staff are so friendly and I don't know, they just make you very calm and very like, oh yeah, don't worry, just take the card, beep, done, next. It's just, she was so friendly and so welcoming and so personable, made spending that money a little bit easier. Anyway, I'm going to set this up. Gonna start
contains a built-in screen reader called VoiceOver.
It's talking to me. I'm gonna set it up and then I am going to get ready and I'm gonna do something that I have not done in absolutely years. You'll find out in a bit. I bet you did not guess that the thing that I haven't done for a long, long time is running. And I used to run a lot. But I did a charity football match last year, and that was a one-off for sure. The last time I was running consistently was probably 2019, early 2019. Because then I quit my job and I went traveling and I broke my ankle and tore the ligaments and kind of didn't really do much about it. So I carried on walking on it and it never really healed properly. And I've struggled with it for a long, long time ever since. Even in the football match, it was hurting actually. And it still hurts from time to time now. However, I've come to Chatuchak Park, which is a very nice park nearby. And I don't know, when you see people in the evening here running around, it's quite inspiring. So I've been wanting to do it for a while. And tonight's gonna be the night. I'm gonna try it and see how it goes. How is the ankle going to go? And how is the run going to go? Because my fitness is probably in the mud. I mean, I've actually already walked 10 kilometers today. But walking fitness and running fitness is obviously very different. And also the heat is going to be ridiculous. And I didn't bring water. But what I noticed, like the trust of Thailand and Thai people, everyone just leaves their bags at the entrance at this little stand and they just go and run. But so many people come out in the evening and do this stuff. I want to try and do it. I miss the feeling of, you know, the pain that you go through. I'm going to film that tonight. And then the sense of achievement afterwards. So, probably won't film too much, I'm gonna die. I was thinking, in 2019, I was running sub 20 minute 5 kilometers. I was thinking, oh, I wonder how fast I'm gonna run tonight. And then I was thinking, Joey, you're not even gonna get 5 kilometers, good luck. It's gonna be carnage. However, we're gonna do it, leave your guess down, see how fast, I'll time it on my watch, and we'll see how we get on, and then we'll go for some food afterwards. I think I'll deserve it. Fingers crossed the ankle is okay. Run done, dinner time, and this has kind of been what I've been looking forward to. It's going to be my treat. There is a night market, a pop-up night market, so it's not here the whole time. It's just here for a couple of weeks outside the supermarket or the supermarket, the big one. And there's a dish here which is unbelievably good, so I want to show you it. This is it. It's essentially a beef soup, but what I love about this is you can choose exactly what you want. So you have these pots down here. You get some tongs, and then you have the choice of the cuts that you want. You can choose the exact cuts that you want. You have stomach. I think this must be like liver. You have obviously the meat that's already been boiled. It's all cooked. Oh, it's steaming. It's hot. It's steaming up the front of the camera. Look at that. And then you have tendons, slow cooked tendons, and these are really like jiggly and gelatinous. And then he's got the stock pot out the back where he'll fill it up with the soup. He'll chop it all up for us, season it up. And then you pay by the weight, which is pretty cool. So it's just 50 baht per, well, the price has disappeared, but it's 50 baht per 100 grams maybe, whatever the price is. And then he'll just chop it up for you once you choose it. All right, let's find a nice piece. I like a piece with the fat. It's quite a big piece, I'm not gonna lie. All right, we're up. So he's gonna weigh it out. I definitely got more than I needed to, just obviously because I wanted to show you guys. And obviously we deserve it. So the price is 230 baht. And to eat here, please. So he's gonna put it in a bowl. You can do it takeaway, but I'm gonna eat here. He'll chop it all up into a little bowl. I love this. There's obviously when you get a noodle soup, they just choose it for you, right? And they'll just choose the pieces they want to give you, and you maybe only get a few cuts. But here you get the free choice of whatever you want. Okay, this is definitely way too much. The spicy sauce goes in. That's like the base flavor, let's say. And then some greenery. Have to have the greenery with that much meat, right? Greenery goes in. And then the soup. So the soup is in the pot out the back. And let me tell you, this place is busy. There's like a lot of people stopping by and getting this. And you could smell it. I smelt it before, or the first time I had it, I smelt it before I saw it. And I knew I had to try it. Look at that. Look at that. And here is the reward for my hard work, my beef soup. You can just see how much meat is in there for £6. Absolutely crazy. Got a bit of that tendon, jiggly tendon in there. And then so much of that amazingly cooked, fatty beef. Looks good. The hawk-eyed amongst you might be able to spot the difference. Because obviously I'm wearing something different to what I was wearing when I first came into the market. And that's because I told you we were going to have issues with this new camera. I got to this stage of the meal and I had no audio. So rather than just do a voiceover, I thought because it's the end of the video, I would come back and I would eat this again. No excuse needed to eat this dish again. I promise you. So yeah, here it goes. It is just unbelievably good. If you can think about the essence of beef, think about, you know that roast dinner that you had? Maybe you're British and you had the roast dinner where the end of that beef is roasted really, really dark and it goes sticky almost, and you eat that. That is exactly how this tastes. It's so good. The meat is good, but the broth is out of this world, especially. He asked me if I wanted it spicy. Always choose spicy, and it just elevates it to the next level. It's so, so good. Oh, yes. And I would say, or I did say, it is the perfect reward for a run. The run it wasn't fun. I'm not gonna say that. I pushed hard. The time I got was 25 minutes for 5K, which compared to how I used to run is rubbish. But compared to the circumstances, I would say it's quite good, or people have said it's good. I'm annoyed by it, because I know I can go faster, but not maybe in those circumstances after that long. However, am I going to continue it? I think I probably will. I should go and buy some proper trainers and maybe get my feet analyzed after the injury. Then maybe I'll get going on that properly. This market though, I love these markets, and you get them all over Thailand. For me, yeah, okay, the food might not be the best, although I would say this is probably one of the best things I've ever eaten in a market like this. One of these pop-up ones, not a food market, if you see what I mean. But the atmosphere and the energy, normally there's people playing live music, there's lots of locals around getting their dinner, it's just so friendly and nice, I love it. And to have it so close to home, they said it's going to be here for the next 2 months. So if you're around, Sapang Kwai, come and check this out, because it's especially this dish, genuinely a 10 out of 10. Anyway, as the rain starts to fall for yet another thunderstorm, because rainy season, I was going to say rainy season is coming, I think rainy season is here. It's daily, multiple storms per day. Thanks for watching. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. And before I go, I would just like to say thank you to all of my members supporting me on Patreon. If you'd like to find exclusive content and videos, links in the description.